Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'll tell you how to make this country app. It's HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This is how the app works. When you input a country name and click on the search button, it's going to bring out the country itself and the neighboring country. Like, for example, when I input United States of America, so it's going to bring out USA and its neighboring country. It's going to contain the number of people living in the country, the official language, their currency, the continent, and the name of the country and the flag. So this is where we are going to be checking our code, the one we've written presently. So inside the code, I've already selected the classes that we need, like the BTN countries, country name, country BTN, and so on. So these are the links for the API that we're going to use. So basic country BTN dot add event list now. I want to add an event list now. Once they click, then function, and that's going to have a curly braces, and don't forget the semicolon. Then I'm going to type const HTML, and I'm going to copy the HTML from here. So this article that is being commented. So if I go here and I'm going to paste it. So the SRC, I'm going to be using data.flag. I'm going to be understanding why it is data.flag very soon. So in the country, I'm going to be using data.name. Let me just copy this and so this is going to be data.region and the number of people. So this is going to be paste this and plus data dot population slash 100,000 be 1 million, sorry. Then I'm going to close the brackets at the 1 million. So dot to fixed. The language, sorry, data dot languages. So that data dot languages 0, so I get 0 and dot name. So inside the currency, this is going to be data dot currencies, then 0 dot name also. So we want to add some styles here. So I'm going to add this semicolon here. Then I want to add this style here. So countries container dot insert adjacent HTML, then equals before and then HTML. Then this is the style, country container dot style, dot style opacity equals 1. So after that, we now want to add the error function. want to put an error function. So to be outside the event listener. So I say const render error. So going to be a function, and the function is going to have an argument called MSG. So inside the MSG, countries container dot. Let me just copy this and paste it here, since it is similar to each other. So I'm just going to change this to insert adjacent text. Then the HTML is going to change to MS, and the style and opacity is the same thing. So then want to now get the country data now. So as it const gets country data. So I say I want to get the country data asynchronously. So I'll use the async. So and a function. Then the function is going to have an argument country. Then the be a try catch. So inside the try, I'm going to add a const for the API link to fetch the API. So I say response. I'm going to name that as a response. Then equals to await fetch. So the URL at the top here, that's what I'm going to be using. So this URL here. So I'm going to use the keyword that the character that we used the other time. So when I paste it, then I can now add any other thing I want to add, like the user input. So here we want to get the user input. So first to get the user input, so that's going to be the country's name .ptn. Let's check. So where is the input? So that's the country's name. So since we've set the country's name, so I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to paste it inside the event listener. So I'm now going to add dot value to get the user input. So inside this place, so I'll now say user input. Sorry, country's name. Let's change the country name to country input name, so that it will be different from the one at the top. Country input name. So the reason why there's an error here is because the function here is not inside this function. So it's not inside the event listener. So it's supposed to be inside the event listener. So I'm going to be doing that now. So I'm going to be copying the whole of what is outside here to the event listener. So and after that, there is still an error here. So we want to make this a function. This const HTML, I want to make it a function. So now be const, I want to render the country, because this is the country data function, and want to make it data. Then I'll now copy all of this into the render country function. So with that, we are good to go. So after this, we can just call the get country data. Country data. We're still going to pass some things. We're going to pass the country input name into it, because that's what we want to get. To get country data, so once we const data, then equals to response dot JSON. Then I'm now going to catch the error. So inside the catch error, going to be render error. So I'm now going to say something went wrong. So after that, we want to add some other things inside the try. So I'm going to be adding an if else statement. So if the response is not okay, then I want it to return, and if else, then it should display the country. So that's going to be render country. Then it's now going to be data, then 0. So let's not make this return, let's make it throw new error. Then the error is now going to be country not found. So the link to the HTML and CSS is going to be in the description. So you can go and check the HTML and CSS before diving into the JavaScript. Also add the neighbor. So that is going to be after the else statement. So I'm going to say const, then neighbor equals data, then 0 dot borders 0. Then after that, I'll say if I add another if else statement. If there is no neighbor, then it should return. Then else want to try and catch the error. So we're going to try to fetch the data. So if the data is not able to fetch, then it's going to catch an error. So I'm going to use the const and the response here, just like the way we did in this one. And just copy it and paste it. So, but the link is going to be different. So this is the second link for the country, for the neighbor. So I'm going to be pasting it now. And inside of this place, it's not going to be country input name. It's going to be the neighbor. And that country, then data, then the neighbor. So after that, we now want to catch the error. So you render error. So that's the function. So we now want to say country not found and the response status. So to do that, we're going to be using this and response dot status. Inside this catch error, it's supposed to be something went wrong and the error message. Although it is not actually advisable for it to be using an error message. So let me refresh. And if I say USA, if there's an error, then it's going to display the error. So there is no error, so it's displayed the country. So if I say Angola, then it's going to display Angola, and let me see Nigeria. Sorry, there's a mistake here. You can see that first of all search for USA, then bring out Angola. So first of all, for us to clear the United States, we need to add something called the inner HTML. We now set it to empty. So That's going to be countries container dot inner HTML. So to now be empty like this. So that's what we are just going to add there, so that it's going to be empty. So I just say Nigeria, and I see Angola. Then I see South Africa. So guys, something went wrong. The country is not found. So there's a space between South and Africa, I think. So yeah. So this is how the app works. So thank you. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.